It is now June 2nd, which means that teams can process transactions that are fakely on hold, kind of.
Ryan Ramczyk retiring now. He's been on the 90-man roster
for a whole year.
For 2 years.
For a whole season.
He's like,
season that, like, yeah.
We are going to go into our
outrageous.
first practice Thursday where we don't have to circle Ryan Ramczyk's name while we're doing attendance with our 90-man rosters.
So yeah, they can process that now. They already announced it. They can process Derek Carr's retirement. They already announced it. So these transactions end. Both of them come off the books. There's like a $1.2 million cap charge that clears off. They have to replace them, so they get a couple $100,000 in cap space.
Yeah, less than $1 million in cap space.
So it's negligible on that front. Money gets pushed to the future, but you look back at Ramczyk's career. What's Ryan Ramczyk? What do you say about him? What's on the career eulogy for Ryan Ramczyk?
I mean, unfortunately, it's the shame. Like you've made the point many times. He was on a Hall of Fame track. When you get the All-Pro recognition that he was getting early in his career, you're going to get like 4 more All-Pros that you don't deserve late in your career. He's going to end up with 8 or 9 of them. And he's maybe going to the Hall of Fame. I mean, he became the highest paid right tackle in NFL history when he got his contract extension. And he was a part of the greatest draft class in Saints history, and I know 2006 is in that conversation, but I think you got to give it to 2017, and a draft class that immediately had them be the best regular season team in the NFL from 2017 through 2020. And then I also think of him as part of that. Man, the entire team got hurt at the same time, and it ended way too quickly. Him and Mike Thomas and Teron Armstead to an extent. And so I think of how great things were from 2017 to 2020 and how much of a shame it is that they ended so quickly and unexpectedly.
You got 16 in the conversation with 17?
06.
06.
06. Did I say 16? I apologize if I did.
06. Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with Ramczyk. Ramczyk, huge, if it wasn't for the Mike Thomas disappointment career story, like the Ryan Ramczyk disappointment career story would get a lot more. Like, it just gets eclipsed a little bit. Like, just the injuries, everything cut him down, the degenerative knee thing. Amazing career. It's just like, yeah, it could have ended up somewhere else. And then flipping it on Derek Carr, disappointment really is the only word that comes to mind. I think it's one of those things that you go through, and it's an invaluable learning experience. I think in general, huge opportunity lost. That there is value from the failure that I think you look at and you learn from, and kind of guide you in the future and how you're going to construct your team or whatever. But that one just ends in. I mean, disappointment's the only word that I think you can.
Yeah, and disappointment from all sides. Like, I mean, Derek Carr chose the Saints over interest. I don't know if he had offers, but interest from the Jets and Panthers. And it made sense to all of us that he was looking at a pretty good veteran team, a chance to play in the worst division in the league, a chance to play all of his game indoors. I mean, everyone thought whether that marriage was worth the money or not, that it was going to lead to 1 or 2 NFC South titles. And the injuries really tore this team apart, and he was a guy that was not good enough to like overcome them. We say all the time, you can win with him, but you don't win because of him. And the team became a team that wasn't ready made for success. It was a huge disappointment that this team wasn't what everyone expected when they decided to sign him, and now they've wasted a couple years in when they could have started rebuilding and the money and everything like that. I mean, it's really going to be reflected on. I mean, unfortunately, it ended up with conversations about, was that the worst free agent signing they ever made because it didn't amount to anything. So I think it's a disappointment from everyone.
It is, right?
I mean, probably for that reason. Yeah. I mean, if you're judging it on results, yes. If you're judging it on, like, go back, was it the wrong decision at the time? I understood why they made it. Jarvis Bird is in that conversation for the other reasons. But if you're basing it on results, yes, spending that much money
the weight of the setback,
on somebody that led to no playoff appearances, it's an easy answer.
The weight of the setback is just if you miss on a quarterback, the weight of that is so much greater than anything else. But Bird's on that list for sure. I mean, it's a 2-man race, right? I mean, and it's Carr's running off on it. Yeah. Browner's in there. I mean, like, that wasn't a ton of money, but that was a huge disappointment too. His attitude sucked and everything, but like,
And obviously, Carr's own injuries play a part. I mean, the guy had never missed a start, and then he ends up only starting 10 games last year. That his shoulder got hurt twice. He had concussions. So, Bird was obviously about injuries. Carr was about injuries too. I mean, look, that's a thing. I would love to press the reset button, and we're going to talk about Madden in a little bit. Like, I'd love to start over with that, and I think there could be 10-win seasons and playoff appearances, and yeah, it was probably worth it. But obviously, the result we saw was nowhere near worth it.